How many snaps did they run in the 14 personnel?
That's only for us.
100% of the snaps.
What's going on, guys? Welcome into 14P Fantasy. I am your host, Justin Wright. Today, we are talking Kyren Williams, one of the more exciting prospects at the running back position in this draft. We're talking what you can expect from him in fantasy and where you should probably be targeting him in your rookie drafts. You know, again, it's early, but I think we have a sense. Before we get into it, guys, check out the Patreon page, 14 Personnel. We have our rookie rankings, tiered positional rookie rankings. We have Dynasty rankings that are also tiered. And then for as little as $2, you can just donate. Again, keep the channel moving, keep us moving towards doing this full time. Again, guys, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're already here. Hit the bell, like the video, do all that stuff, drop comments. We're happy to interact with you guys always. And then follow us on Twitter. You got the handle above and below there. All right. Kyren Williams, if you're not familiar, running back out of Notre Dame. He is 21 years old, going to be 22 when the season kicks off. He's 5'9", 195. He is a smaller running back. There is no way around it. When you watch him, he can play like a smaller running back at times. And we'll get into that. We'll get into the strengths, the weaknesses, the player comp. But first, we got to look at his season. Again, over 1,000 rushing yards. He had over 17 touchdowns this season. He added 42 receptions, just under 400 yards receiving, and had a target share of 11%, which is what you want to see from a college running back. Again, we know he's going to be used as a pass catcher. The receiving stats are obvious. The target share is obvious. That's going to be sticky at the next level. The questions come around, what can you actually expect from him on the ground? 1,000 yards is great. What's not good is 20% of your yards, or 199 yards, coming in one game on the ground, running for only 4.9 a carry, being just overall inefficient relative to what we saw last season. Because when you look at his season in 2020, I mean, it's a completely different story. 1,100, just under 1,200 yards. He's averaging over 5 yards a carry that season. He was great. And he was still very good this season, but it almost seemed like he regressed in a way. So when you look at his strengths and his weaknesses, he's quick, he's agile, he has great patience at the line. And that's huge because, again, for a guy that is undersized, he's not really going to be bowling over runners or over defenders as a runner. It's just not going to happen. You know, I mean, can he do it? Absolutely. You know, when you watch his tape, he has some runs where he blows dudes up. That's great. It's not his MO. It's not his consistent game type, which is, again, going to be one of his weaknesses. At the next level, he may not have the size to be a true 3-down back. There's not many guys of his stature that really latch on and, you know, break out as a true workhorse at 5'9", 195. There's one, and he's going to be my comp, so you can guess it now. Great. When you can keep looking at strengths, weaknesses, he's obviously a great receiver. When you get him in space, he makes guys miss. He's not just running swing routes. They can line him up in the slot. He can run angles. He can run slants. He can do a whole bunch of stuff. He has a good route tree for a running back, obviously. And on the flip side of that, when you're looking at weaknesses, PFF has him graded terribly as a pass blocker. Now, when you watch his tape, it's not clear that he's a bad pass blocker. He makes some damn good blocks, but he's not consistent. And that can be a huge issue for a guy that projects to be on the field for most third downs, given the receiving ability. But if he cannot shore up his blocking, his career is going to be short. He's just not going to find a role on a lot of teams as a third down back that can't block. So we need to keep that in mind here. When we look at the player comp, it's Devonta Freeman. He is one of the few smaller running backs that is truly turned into a workhorse running back. He has power. He has speed. He's a great receiver. All of those things line up with Kyren Williams. Again, Kyren Williams has power. It's just not consistent, and that's a big issue, obviously. But again, Devonta Freeman could be his ceiling. I think realistically, he probably falls more in the Giovanni Bernard range for fantasy, which is, you know, early in his career, Gio was freaking electric. I mean, he was a top 20 back consistently, and I think that's what Kyren Williams is going to be. But I don't think he ever gets to that, you know, the top of the mountain, if you will. He's not going to be a top 10, top 5 running back, you know, maybe outside of one time in his career, and that's fine. But the good thing is he doesn't come with that draft capital. You're not taking Kyren Williams at the top of your rookie drafts. Most likely he's going to be there from pick 7 on. You'd anticipate the 3 other elite running backs in this class, and then London, Burks, Wilson to all go ahead of him at a minimum. So wherever he lands, in this draft is actually probably going to be a huge indicator for his fantasy, rookie draft ADP. If he lands with a team like, I don't know, the Chiefs, and, back a day 2, you could see his role. You could see him shoot up draft boards into that top 6 potentially. He shouldn't, but he might. So keep that in mind, guys, when you're looking at Kyren Williams. He is going to be landing spot specific, but at worst should be a first-round pick in 1 quarterback rookie leagues. All right, guys, that is all I have for you. Again, check out the Patreon page. $2 to support us, $5 for rankings, $9. We'll break down one of your dynasty teams. Check that out. Subscribe to the channel, Twitter, follow us. Got the handles above and below. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
How many snaps did they run in the 14 personnel?
That's only for us.
100% of the snaps.